Training New Employees, Differentiated Instruction, Train the Trainer Manual by Craig Parr, Curriculum 518, June 20th, 2016. Instructor Deb Hatfield. Welcome to my Train the Trainer presentation. In this seminar, we will discuss differential instructional policies. What is the concept? We will discuss strategies on the concepts learned and how to support a group of diverse and multicultural employees. We will discuss the methods and scenarios and examples of how to use this new learning environment. Finally, we will discuss how to incorporate this into our training programs. By the end of the seminar, you will understand the concepts and how they connect into our training. Have you ever taught an employee to complete a task and found they did not get it? So as a trainer, you did it again, or maybe multiple times, and they still failed to understand. In most cases, this is not them. It is you and the methods you use to teach them. This inability to understand occurs because the way you are teaching them is incorrect. This method to teach in numerous manners is called differential instruction. Simply stated, differentiated instruction is a method of designing and delivering instruction to the best reach for each student. Wesselby 2014. Basically, everyone is a different person and have life experiences that form their beginning. Each person also learns through different methods. If you stand in front of a crowd and teach, each one in the room holds a different understanding style. So you have to teach with a different learning style, or multiple styles in one. So the reason we need to incorporate policies defines how we train new employees based on this understanding. With this in mind, we want to provide an equal training environment so we can help reach each person and they understand why we do what we do and how we do this. We have to meet the needs of our employees by properly training them following methods they understand. We are teaching the same material to all employees using a variety of instructional strategies, or it may require the instructor to deliver lessons at varying levels of difficulty based on the ability of each of those employees. Wesselby 2014. We need policies so that we can provide each employee equal understanding of our materials and provide a balanced learning environment so everyone understands the material. Differentiated strategies, supporting diverse and multicultural adult learners. So we have a batch of new employees who have just shown up for training. Maybe a few current employees also show up for this training. Because we have a very diverse group, both nationality and learning styles, we need to determine how each person learns. We need to provide different activities to process a universal understanding. The methods include both the content delivery, processes used to deliver, and the product we deliver. Our training session materials also matter in this area. We want to define our methods based on the employee's readiness, interests, and learning profiles to deliver growth, motivation for learning, and an efficient training environment. Basically, if they don't understand the material, they're not going to want to listen to it. They're not going to increase their knowledge. They're not going to be motivated to listen, and therefore we're going to have to start all over again, and this kills off our efficiency. By using these methods, we focus on training that provides a clear understanding for everyone involved. Our material follows patterns that a multicultural group can follow. And when we finish, we evaluate the methods that we used through the instructors and through the trainees, so that if we need to make any modifications, we can. Because design in this step is the key, and even if you have done this once, you have to continue to evolve the program to fit the instructed. So you have to follow up, make sure everybody understood, and locate the areas where they don't. Differential strategy examples and scenarios. According to an article written by Christina Yu, let me enlighten you with 5 examples of differential instruction that she provided. They are varying sets of reading comprehension questions to answer for a given book, U 2016. In our case, it wouldn't be a book, it would be the training manual, but it's the same basic design. Because not everybody reads or understands differently, so creating an open environment that allows choices provides comprehension based on that individual's level of understanding. The second is a personalized course packet with individualized remediation or enrichment materials, U2016. This entails creating a training package that appeals to different learning styles and cultures. In our case, Spanish ESL trainees may not grasp an English manual. Creating a version that incorporates Spanish closes that language gap and provides an environment for them that fosters their learning. Number 3, an adaptive assessment that gets easier or harder depending upon how a student is performing, U2016. By not trying to take a new hire through the course as fast as a current employee, we do not leave anyone behind. We can run multiple tracks at the same time and allow for individualized training program. Number 4 is one-on-one coaching with a student, designed around his or her specific challenges, U2016. Because we need to know how each trainee is doing, sitting down with the employee in a one-on-one discussion and providing us insight in how to not only understand how each person is following the material, but also how each person is progressing in the program. Facilitators should always sit down and discuss each section so we don't leave anyone behind. Number 5, students grouped into small groups which are designed around their strengths and weaknesses so they can tutor each other, U2016. In many cases, employees prefer to stay within peer groups, and we'll discuss that more with that group. They'll just generally talk to that group more than they'll talk to a facilitator. They'll turn to the person next to them and ask them, "Can you explain that to me?" By incorporating groups of both strong and weak trainees, you allow for them to tutor each other. This provides an additional learning level that facilitates further training. Differential strategy use activity. We learned a bit about the examples we can use with differential strategy, but let's discuss some activities you can use to facilitate learning. Since we have our main computer server, we can introduce technology into the instruction. With our current materials, the ability to introduce different presentations via the web allow us to offer multiple languages, multiple versions. We can also highlight areas that a trainer can click to learn more about each individual subject. So an employee sitting there and they want to learn more about a particular subject, they click on that subject and they go more in depth to allow them a little bit better understanding. The second area is the task center and workstation, which almost mirrors the first, and that requires us to introduce task centers or workstations. Each station or center offers a different learning lesson. Each station can offer different methods and allow the trainees to move from one area to another as they become more confident. Currently we could offer breakouts, currently we offer the breakouts, but opening that to a more diverse learning environment provides that flexibility needed for different people. You can also introduce levels for each area as they become confident in their understanding. So one level may have multiple levels underneath to take it to the next step and the next step. A step program of sorts that increases as they move through those lessons. The third uses group breakouts. By keeping them again in that individual group, we can offer group scenarios that allow them to work together to reach solution to the problem. This allows the advanced learners to tutor the ones who did not have a full comprehension, and as a group they accomplish the task. But in reality, they're bringing that person along with them to give them that full understanding, because they'll say, I don't understand. Finally, the fourth involves our group discussions and questions, and those are at points throughout the training. In this scenario, we create examples that require the group to analyze the materials we covered every day, or every hour, or every class. We use open-ended questions that involve both a yes or no answer and promote thought based on our instruction. We move them through hypothetical answers, and we can establish more questions to move the group to discuss the topic further. In as many opportunities, relate questions to individuals so they can too look at prior life experience. As an example, if a trainee worked in a restaurant, you can relate a per check charge to a per customer cost or some method that he or she understands from past experience. So this entails the train the trainer presentation. As we go back to our respective districts, we must remember to ask ourselves, are we following the differentiated strategy when we teach? Are we teaching to one person, or are we teaching to a group of people? Are we teaching to a group of diverse people? Are we teaching to a group of culturally different people? We can change the content, the methods, the products, or the lesson to meet the needs of our students. Once again, we do this by adjusting the readiness, the interest, and the learning profile. And in the end, it increases their growth, their motivation for learning, and the efficiency of our instruction. Remember, as a final point, that everyone is different. The first step involves learning your trainees. Know how they learn and teach them in a manner they understand. This involves using the examples I provided you in this presentation and diving deep into his or her learning style and background. We can start by using the examples in this presentation and create new programs that foster beginners to become advanced learners. You have to provide a supportive environment and remain open to every new employee. If you have a hard time at all, consult with me or others to find a solution to the learners or instructors' problem areas. Finally, use this presentation as a guide to understand the nuts and bolts of our policy on differential strategy. So that covers the topic of differential strategy. So let's get to our first step, and that is discussion of this material. How many of you have that employee you teach and they just don't get it? What can we do to change that understanding and help the employee? See right there, I used two leading questions that could be yes or no. What would further your understanding of differential strategies and learning? Thank you very much. My name is Craig Parr. I'll be able to answer any questions you have.